Welcome to Discover Gluten Freedom. On today's show, I help Chef Kevin Erving from the Four Seasons Resorts on Lana'i Hawaii prepare a pan-seared snapper with a hearts of palm and heirloom tomato salad. I'm here with Chef Kevin from the Four Seasons at Lana'i Hawaii, and he's going to be preparing a dish for us today. Well, Kevin, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Aloha. Welcome. Today we're going to be doing a signature dish from our Hula Poi Court Steakhouse. This is an onaga. It's a Hawaiian snapper. We're going to feature it with some fresh tomatoes from the Maui. We're going to use lots of ingredients from the island chain. We have some Hirabara greens, which are just lovely baby lettuces, some radishes. I also have some hearts of palm. Heart of palm is basically it's a section of the baby palm tree. So they harvest it when it's very young. It's very tender. It has a very mild flavor. It's delicious. So we are going to start with our Hawaiian snapper, which we have here. It is a lovely fish. It's not too fishy. It gets a nice mild flavor. It's very flaky. As you can hear, I have one sizzling away here.
Yeah, it smells great.
We're going to take our fillet here. We're going to season it up with a little bit of salt and pepper on both sides. For fish, you predominantly use white pepper. It has a milder flavor. It doesn't quite take away from the fish.
I never knew that.
It's a little chef's trick. So we're going to lay that down, skin side down. The little trick that chefs do, we press it down just for a couple seconds so that it gets a nice crispy skin across the bottom. You need to hold it down for about 10 or 15 seconds, and then we'll let go. It'll have relaxed into the pan. We are then basically going to prepare our salad. This is a very light dish. It's basically some greens, tomatoes, radishes, some fresh parsley, a little bit of white balsamic, and some olive oil. So we're going to take our heart of palm, which pretty much comes ready to go. All you have to do is cut them in half. We're going to take a bowl, and we're going to use what's called the Japanese mandolin. It's kind of like a little guillotine, so to speak. We're going to slice those into the bowl, just nice and easily. We don't want them too thick, but it has a nice crunch, nice very mild flavor to it. So, then we're going to take some of our lovely tomatoes here. Oh, they smell great. And some radishes. We have some fresh parsley here that I have actually chopped up and ready to go. Are you comfortable with a knife? Do you want to jump in, or do you want me to?
I think I'll let you do it.
After a while, you just get very comfortable using a knife. It's kind of like driving a car. I'm going to cut these down so they're just bite-sized pieces for us, and just makes it a little easier to eat.
So Kevin, tell me about how you guys address those of us that have special dietary needs.
Well, with dietary needs, it's a great question. A lot of people these days are gluten-free or dairy-free or allergic to eggs, and so it's very important for us as chefs to recognize that and make sure that we're comfortable and we make our guests feel welcome and like they're at home and they're not afraid to go out to eat. So what I really like to do is have my chefs go out and meet with the actual guests once they identify themselves to us. And a lot of times we can create them a custom menu or go off the menu and identify items that they can eat so that they're very comfortable and they get a great meal and dining experience.
Great, that's so good to hear.
Now we're going to check our snapper. Oh, it's smelling good. I'm going to flip over our other one. All right, so we're going to continue on with our hearts of palm salad here. If you could put a little parsley in there, maybe a little salt and pepper, get you involved.
Now I can go with the black pepper, right?
The black pepper, yes. It has a nice little spice to it that I really enjoy. You can put a couple dashes of the white balsamic vinegar. You could use any kinds of vinegar you like, balsamic, sherry, red wine. That's great, that's perfect. This is actually going to kind of make our sauce. So we're actually now going to put a little bit of the olive oil into it. And we're just kind of making a little vinaigrette. The juice from the tomatoes and the salt is going to come out in there and basically make a nice little sauce for our fish. So now we're going to go back to our mandolin. We're going to slice some radishes in there. You want to be careful. This is a very sharp edge. After a while, you get comfortable using them. You could use a knife, but as a chef, we get very comfortable. Add just a little bit more parsley there. All right, so now we're basically ready to plate. We have almost all of our components. Our fish is almost finished. You can hear it sizzling away there. I'm going to pull it off the heat. We're now going to incorporate our greens. So this is actually going to be kind of like a fish salad, which I think a lot of people enjoy. There's no starch, so it actually becomes gluten-free. You could add a starch to it if you'd like, but this is just a very appealing dish to a lot of people. People are eating more healthy, local ingredients, that sort of thing. So now we're going to take some greens that I have here that have already been picked and cleaned. We're going to take some of this juice from our tomatoes and hearts of palm. We're going to add a couple greens in here. We're going to take some of the juice out from our lovely tomato hearts of palm kind of salad here that's going on. And now we're going to plate. I'm just going to remove my cutting board. Now we're going to plate our dish. So we've got our tomatoes, our radishes, our hearts of palm. You could do this on any plate. It's kind of fun if you have a funky plate and you can kind of just free-form it instead of your normal smiley face, which is what Mom told you was okay to do. And a couple of radishes, some more hearts of palm. Have you tried hearts of palm?
I haven't.
Oh, you definitely need to try it. It's delicious. Okay, and we'll take our greens, just a nice little pile of greens right there to put our fish on top of.
Kevin, I know that my stay here has been great, and I've had everything from fish dinners to breakfast with toast. And I was pleased to see that you guys have brought in gluten-free products, that are commercially available that we're used to having at home. And we appreciate the efforts that you guys put into that. I hear you also make some gluten-free breads.
We do. We have a house-made gluten-free bread. We make some muffins, actually some cookies as well. We do carry a wide variety of products such as pastas and breads, pizza doughs, that kind of thing to make people feel more comfortable. Like I prefer to go out and talk to the guests and try and get them as whole foods as possible so we can just deal with fish and lettuce and fresh vegetables and that sort of thing. Just makes people feel a little bit more comfortable.
And the fish you said was a snapper.
Yes, it is. It's an onaga. It's a Hawaiian snapper. It's very fresh. This one actually came out of the water yesterday. I've got a great story with this. I have a fisherman that calls me on my cell phone daily, and I answer it, and he goes, I'm coming in. I caught an onaga. I caught an opaka. I caught a ono. I got a mahi. And I'm like, bring it in. And he pulls right up, and we load it off the back, and my butcher butchers it up, and we serve fresh fish.
That's wonderful.
It's fantastic. So now we're going to finish our dish. We're going to take our pan-seared snapper here. We're going to put it right on top of our greens. We can take a little bit of our juices from our hearts of palm and tomato salad here, kind of just garnish it around, just to kind of give you a little bit of flavor. This is a very light sauce. There's no butter, there's no flour, there's no eggs, there's just all pure ingredients. And there we have our pan-seared onaga with hearts of palm, tomato salad, radishes, and a little white balsamic.
Well, Kevin, it looks great. I can't wait to try it.
Thank you.
Hand me
Enjoy.
a fork. Thanks. I'm going to try a little bit of the salad first. The flavor of the vinaigrette is just really nice and fresh.
Oh, thank you. The balsamic and the tomatoes and the natural juice that comes out mixed with the parsley, it's very fresh and very, very nice tasting. Not overcomplicated.
The snapper's great too. Oh, this is really good. I've never had snapper before. It's a very, like you said, it's mild, but it has kind of a neat, steaky sort of flavor to it.
Yes, it's a very meaty fish.
Yeah, very good. I want to thank Chef Kevin again and the Four Seasons here on Lana'i for showing us such a wonderful meal and our meal options that we have when we're traveling, and I hope it helps you discover your gluten freedom.